we can't deny the fact that the Mark for Death Helminth ability is very powerful if used in specific frames. You all witnessed it with Ash, and I bet you are building that Ash Nuke builds combo right now. But before you get too clingy with that Marked for Death Ash combo, let me tell you that Ash isn't the only frame that can make this Helminth ability powerful. Like I've said in my recent videos, there are tons of Warframe abilities that can be paired with Marked for Death, not to mention weapons that could also work well with this Helminth ability. Just take for example Excalibur. Marked for Death Excalibur is by far the most endgame setup you can give to our resident poster boy. A chromatic blade build is out of the picture here, and to be honest, while chromatic blade is great for endgame content, I still prefer the synergy which can reach 1,000,000 damage. I'm talking about his Radial Blind with the Radiant Finish Augment. The ability can reach 1,000,000 damage, but it's not very efficient in real missions because it's too slow. However, the Helminth system, specifically the Marked for Death ability, made this Excalibur build a well-defined mod setup which is perfect for any higher level content. And when I say suited for any higher level content, this means that this combo will disregard any level and will just wipe out a group of enemies in one stab of your weapon. So, the build goes like this: high range, some power strength, and some efficiency. Range is obviously for both Marked for Death and Radial Howl. With 190% range, your Radial Howl will have about 47 meters of effective blind range. But do remember that this ability needs line of sight. Enemies should be spotted and those who are on the back of walls will not be affected. While your Marked for Death will have a 19 meters explosion radius, which is enough to nuke a crowd of enemies nearby the marked target. I did add a little bit of power strength so that Radiant Finish will somehow give out more finisher damage. While Fleeting Expertise is the perfect fit for this build, since not only it lowers the energy consumption per cast of both Radial Howl and Marked for Death, but it also lowers the drain of your Exalted weapon. Even if we are not using a chromatic setup for this build, we will still be using Exalted Blade as it does some insane finisher damage when paired with the right mod setup. For this build, I prefer adding lots of critical damage, elemental, and finisher damage mods on my Exalted weapon. Another important thing that you should add to this build is survivability setup with the help of arcane trickery. This arcane is very efficient when used with by a Marked for Death Excalibur. It seems that each finisher kill I do with my Exalted or regular melee weapon will trigger the invisibility buff of this arcane, especially when I'm hitting a crowd of enemies with Marked for Death. The explosive damage seems to count also as finisher kill, which allows you to refresh arcane trickery infinitely as long as you are killing a group of enemies. While this is not needed, but Arcane Energize will be helpful in maintaining your energy while using your Exalted weapon. To back it up, I'm also using Skiajati to help me survive and regain my lost energy. Whenever I'm low in energy, I just deactivate my Exalted Blade and do regular finisher kills with this Nikana. Remember that each finisher using this weapon will allow the user to be invisible for a couple of seconds. This will give you enough time to regenerate your energy and go back to murdering everything with explosive finisher kills while using your Exalted Blade. Take note that this kind of combo is only effective in solo runs. Remember that Marked for Death has a weakness when it comes to team composition, as when your allies damage a marked target with some low-end damage, that will put the ability to waste. Also, don't forget to remove any attack mods on your companions so they won't attack the marked target. Excalibur and Ash are just a few frames that can make Marked for Death insanely good. There are plenty more and I will discuss them on future videos. But for my next video, I will be giving you something that is useful. People in our community are asking on how to farm those bile Helminth resources fast, and I will try to share my solo farming method on my next video. And then, I will try to show you an ultimate farming setup for Necros. All of these will be next, so stick around and I hope that you are enjoying the content. Thank you so much for watching. Squad Leader signing off.
This is the future. Human error. Evolution. This is the future.